What up, though, YouTube? My name is John, and welcome back to the Mr. Lot YouTube channel. On this channel, I invite you to join me on my journey as I vanquish my life of the ghosts. The ghost of what, you might ask? The ghost of the goals and aspirations that I've let save up and store up in books and to-do lists and resolutions lists that are now haunting me, that are now chasing after me, and that are compelling me to actually act on them. So, if a journey like that seems to pique your interest, then I encourage you to like the video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button because everything that I'm learning from this journey, I would love to share it with you, and I would love for you to share it with others if you find so. So, I talked earlier this week about failure and what mentality that I adapted when it comes to the things that I failed at. And I use an example of lifting weights and how sometimes when you lifting weights, a failure or discomfort is either a pathway for you to go even further or a pathway for you to pivot. And sometimes the decision that you make to do either or can dictate how you end up growing from the experience. But, I was thinking about failure once again, and I thought about Batman. Now, failure to me can be a protection, like kind of like a superhero, life's superhero, karma's superhero that's coming through and protecting you from something, from whatever you were trying to do. And I'm learning in my life that not all failures are meant for you to just take personally or internalize and to go harder the next time or do any of that. Sometimes a failure is just you tried something and it didn't work and it actually wasn't for you. One of my favorite movies of all time is The Butterfly Effect. Um, I think Ashton Kutcher was in that movie. I'm not sure who the other actors were, but I think that the butterfly effect is a extremely true concept. One little change, one little tilt to the left or to the right, one event that you participate in or don't participate in can dictate thousands of preceding events. So I ask myself, if I believe that's true, then I'm also thinking about the things that I've failed at in life. And I also have to accept that some of those things, maybe not all of them, because I don't know, the story's not done yet. But some of those things that I failed at might have actually been for my protection. I'll give you an example. So, back when I was a junior going into my senior year of high school, I really wanted to go to Michigan State University. I filled out my application. I had the GPA to go with the acceptance. I had my little McDonald's job back in high school. Leave a comment below. What was your high school job? But I saved up, uh, a large portion of my check, which happened to be just a couple $100 back then. But I I paid for my enrollment and my admissions into the school, and I got accepted. Everything was smooth until I got home, and my parents, who were two blue collar, hard working parents, who were going through their own financial woes and ups and downs due to the time period. It was the recession between 2008 and 2010. So a lot of people's families were suffering. But my parents basically told me, hey, We can't afford to send you there. We don't have anything for you. You got to go out and get scholarships or take out loans. So I did my damnedest to apply for every scholarship application, write every essay, fill out every application, have every conversation, attend every seminar that I could. I think I only had $1,000 in scholarship money when I finally graduated from high school. So, you know, I've looked back on that, and for years, I mean, into my freshman, sophomore, even into my junior years in college, I was scorned. I was burned. I was angry about it. And I thought it was a huge life changing failure that was going to just destroy my life just because I couldn't go to that one school. And it turned out to be one of the best things that didn't happen for me, one of the best failures. It was failure protection, literally, because now that I look back at it, had I went there, I can look you guys in the eyes and say that I wasn't the most mature person back in the day. I mean, I got good grades because I was able to follow directions academically, but when it came to socially, I was a pretty mature student. I'll give myself some credit, but I was a teenage boy growing into a man, becoming of age. So my focus was in a lot of different places. I wanted to rush through life. And looking back at it, a university campus was probably one of the last things that I needed. I wound up going through life the hard way back in college, being a commuter student, taking the bus to Henry Ford College in Dearborn, Michigan, graduating from there with my associates, then taking the bus once again in a different direction to Wayne State University in downtown Detroit until my senior year where I was able to buy my first truck and then I was driving. But the steps that ended up happening because of that one failure that I thought was the worst thing that would have happened for my life built me into the type of person that I am. Established the hustle culture, the grind that's in me, the hard nosed, just tenacity of being able to endure and go after that goal. I didn't let not going to the university I wanted to go to deter me from being an engineer. And it goes deeper than that. I failed miserably my first semester of college. As a matter of fact, if I can find that or get a copy of um, that transcript, I would love to upload it just to show you guys the parity between where I left in high school and my first year in college, and how I also internalized that and blamed not going to this one university on everything that was happening to me. But all in all, that's just one example of many failures that I've had in my life that were probably meant to fail, that were probably meant to happen for reasons that I may not know for years. But I can kind of look back on that one particular failure and say to myself, that was meant to happen. That was supposed to happen. I'm glad that that happened. And if I am blessed enough to fall into your algorithm, I'm just asking you to ask yourself this question as you're on your journey too. What failures have you had as of late in the last 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years that you can look back on and you can actually say, I'm glad that happened? It can be failure to get into a university, failure to get a particular job. Hey, there are people who, you're looking at one of them, during the pandemic, we wanted to get into big tech so badly, not knowing what was coming with the economy. And then there was a lot of bad things that happened. A lot of intelligent engineers, analysts lost their jobs, unfortunately. What delays, what stoppages, what occurrences happened that you took personally, that you took as a failure, can you look back on and can you say, I am glad that happened? I'm glad that I wasn't allowed here, or that I was prevented from going here, or that this person didn't want me, or that this person told me something that actually stayed with me, that prevented me from doing X, Y, and Z. Like there's just so many ways that we could build it out. But in tackling these goals and objectives, I'm just sitting back and thinking about the type of person that I am today. And there are a lot of failures that I've had that helped design the man that I am today. And maybe, just maybe, there's somebody who's watching this video that can think the same way and that can understand their failures the same way. But I got to get back to going after these goals, guys. I am actually studying for my Associate Cloud Engineering GCP certification. For those who are in tech, those who know, you know. But it's just one of the many goals that I'm going out to accomplish. And before I even take this exam, I am just remembering the failures that I've had in the past, and I'm allowing them to process correctly now. So that's my video. I'm getting ready to get back into it, guys. And until next time,